Ghislaine Maxwell is already having a pretty bad year, and it just turned 2022. So now, not only, of course, did Epstein's partner in crime get convicted of 5 counts of sex trafficking children, little girls to who knows where. In fact, she only knows where, so maybe she should start dishing. Potentially, of course, going to prison for a very, very long time. But now to add on to it, she just got dumped. In prison. Huh. Now, a friend of Maxwell's, and again, this is the Daily Mail, so it's pretty dubious, but if they are correct, and if the story is correct, apparently the convicted sex trafficker's secretive marriage to a tech entrepreneur named Scott Borgerson had... Borgerson. let me just stop there for a second. Burger King. Props to anybody who gets that reference. All right. So now that relationship had ended over the phone with Maxwell behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. There's nothing worse than being dumped. Oh, right. Being dumped in prison. Fun. According to the source, Borgerson dropped the bomb during a conversation when Maxwell was in solitary confinement, telling his wife of 5 years that he had moved on and was seeing someone else. That someone else, reportedly, this is according to, again, the New York Post, another dubious outlet, but I love this description of the yoga teacher that had, quote, an ass that could crack open a walnut. Okay, then. Hey, I had to read it. You had to hear it. You're welcome. Now, my question is, you know what? I actually have a lot of questions. I have a few. But I didn't know she was married. When did she get married? Apparently 2016. But it was secret. It was very secret marriage. Even more bizarre is apparently they had planned to stay married, if that source is to be believed. So now, according to, again, one of the Mail sources, Borgerson had planned to stick by his incarcerated wife's side, but yet, according to the source, she was in prison for so long, the marriage, the love just kind of fizzled out. In fact, it's the source said she had been behind bars for 549 days now. It put a terrible strain on the marriage. Oh, that's what strained the marriage. Not the fact that she's a convicted sex trafficker of children. No. It was the hot yoga teacher with the walnut cracking ass. Yeah, look, it just so happens that she's my soulmate, and I really love walnuts. Alrighty then. Wow. Now, not that she doesn't deserve the bad news, and of course be locked up by the end of for the end of time, but let me get to conspiracy time. Here we go. Picture it. 1 month from now, or maybe 2, headlines start popping up with that, that say something like, I don't know, depressed Ghislaine Maxwell takes her own life. Oh, you don't think it could happen? Did we think it was going to happen to Jeffrey Epstein? Maybe we didn't, but here it is. Here we are. She gets dumped in prison after an affair from her secret husband. Had an affair on her. And you don't think that could be used to say, oh, look, of course Ghislaine Maxwell was depressed. She's in prison and she's alone. And that's why she Epsteined herself. Sadly, before she could dish on the people that she had serviced as a trafficker. Now, look, I'm not a big believer in conspiracy theories. You know I debunk them on the show all the time. But there are a few that I'm open to, that I have an open mind about. Aliens. Sorry, I think aliens exist. And Jeffrey Epstein did not commit suicide. No. No way. No way. And so here, if we see in a month or two, Ghislaine Maxwell being Epsteined, she did not hang herself, right? Well, I mean, let's just say that I wouldn't be surprised at all. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope she dishes on everything and everyone she has ever trafficked a child to. We'll see what happens.